good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Boomba right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Atalanta. You know, the one and only. Yep, it's me. Any other one is a counterfeit. Anyway, moving on. I was going to. Okay, no. Today is Thursday. Today is Thursday. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things. If you're just watching me for the very first time, welcome. And even if you're not a first timer, still welcome. Like I said, I'm Dolupo. This is the Boom Bar. We give you everything sports, entertainment, politics, and everything else in between. It promises to be a very interesting one. We're going to be talking about quite a number of things today. I hope you have time, as the FBI seems to have rounded up quite a number of people. We talked about something yesterday, the FBI arresting a king. Apparently, it's not just a king, a pastor too was involved in this drama as well. Interesting. The kind of things that people do. But anyway, we'll be talking about that. The federal government has announced a few things. The Senate is in the news today as well. In fact, I think there's a bit of drama that happened in the Senate today. It's my seat. It's not my seat. I thought that those things happened in primary school. Apparently, it's a thing in the Senate. But we're going to be talking about that. France is exiting Ivory Coast Base. It looks like they're moving a lot of the military bases out of Francophone countries in Africa. Also, there are reports of Niger Republic doing whatever it is they like. But it might actually not be a bad idea at the end of the day. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we get into today's show. Like I said, my name is Ola Dolupo, and with me in the studio is Shola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Boom Bar. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so now moving on from that. Now, first things first, we're going to be talking about a few things from the federal government, actually. First, it is that the federal government had decided to ban the 60,000-liter tankers from roads. So according to them, they're saying that this is the NMDPRA. That is the, if I'm looking for what they mean. Trust me, I will find it out. I will find it out. What that means. But let's move on. They had talked about how they do not want this on the road because of the constant blowing up of these tankers and how the movement of them across the country. So this is by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, saying that this is following a series of tragic incidents happening across the country.
First things first, this is a good opportunity again to join the campaign that is trying to get people to stop scooping or trying to scoop petrol from falling fuel tankers. Trust me, it's not worth it. It's not worth your life or your limb or any other thing that you think you're about to get. It's not worth it in any way. So the thing is that a lot of our roads are still not top notch. And rolling out 60,000 liters of fuel, on not so great roads is not a good thing. The other thing is the condition of these vehicles are also very suspect.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them.
And these days, you even realize that you could not even blame the truck owners, even the drivers. But
the one that takes the cake, it's the driving.
Yeah.
The drivers are from hell. And I won't say all of them, but just maybe like 99.9%
they'll be blaring their horns
at you. Tanker drivers are from hell. They actually came from hell. Like, I think it's the middle of the night that they always drop them. They are not born, no. Not be human being born them. They fall from hell with their clipped wings and everything, because the way those guys drive is the real issue.
It's very crazy. It is very crazy as well.
So if you take all of that into cognizance, maybe the lesser the quantity or the size of the fuel, the safer it will be for us. But in all of this, we need to move towards a scenario or a situation where the bulk of the fuel is taken by rail.
It's completely off the road.
We really, it's just for to the end user. Like when it's getting to the filling stations, that's when you're talking about tankers and all. And you know, for many decades, we were really used to the 33,000 liter system of getting things done. You get like, then they started getting bigger, 45,000, 50,000, 55, 60. And I'm like, okay. At some point in time, when I go, they carry 100,000 liters for this truck. So, you know, you see them, the tires are worn, the condition of the trucks are not great. So if you put all of this together,
some don't even have complete tires.
I get that outright ban. Trust me, I get it.
So they're saying that it's going to take effect from March 1st. And
trust me, let's just cue all the naysayers and the complainers now. People, it's someone's business. Oga.
People are dying.
Safety first.
The truth is that let's also look at, like you had said, the fact that, and I'm sure that a lot of people are very quick to say, is poverty. I do not agree with it, because poverty or not, you would rather stay alive than die.
Yeah.
So let's stop with the sentiment. You see fuel, you think that, number one, let's look at it. Let's break it down. Even if you don't get blown up, fuel is pouring. It's someone's business. Oh, that's one. Two, what you're doing is stealing. It's actually stealing because it's not yours. And then you steal it, and with the hope that you want to go and sell it, you are stealing. Let's call it spade a spade. Because we're very quick to call it a lot of things and make it into poverty this, poverty that. It is stealing. You now steal. In the process of stealing something that is not yours, that you could easily do without, because once something is not yours, it means that you can easily do without it.
Yep.
You now, if you are lucky, lose a limb. Yeah. Some people will just outrightly get kaboom, get blown out because you were stealing. Let me go a little spiritual. If you are Christian or maybe Muslim, yeah, at least the religions that believe that there's a hell or they believe that there's a God. Number one, let's just assume you now get to heaven or you get in front of God and it says, what happened? Number one, you were in the process, you were in the process of stealing. So that's offense number one. At that point, maybe when you were scooping, some other people were also scooping, and you people were fighting over something, and you were insulting each other using all sorts of words. Please indulge me this afternoon.
Carry on.
And then you insulted someone, and offense number two. Now, you now get blown up in the midst of your iniquities. You get burnt in on the earth. You now get burnt. It's not a good
from fire to fire.
From fry pan to fire.
No, there's no fry pan in this scenario.
This one.
It's 60,000 liters of PMS that you are calling fry pan.
It's not fry pan, I agree.
Are we okay at all?
You from fire to fire. Let's know what we are doing. It's not, and this is just a side, what's it called? But let's be easy.
I know this is not what inspired the Dolupo, but you say first there was fire, and now there's more fire.
There's more fire. I pity you.
Look, you see tanker going left. My friend, go right. Go right.
You see that the people that are even driving these trucks, they have I don't know if it's jazz those people use. I already told you
they came from hell.
If it's jazz that these people use.
Dribbling backwards.
Most of the time when these things fall, they're nowhere to be found. They're so quick to eject themselves from this.
How many Okada riders get affected by Okada accidents?
They're so quick to peel. If the people carrying it know that this thing, I'm not supposed to stay, and I'm not supposed to be around here when this thing. But you feel that
you're out of hell.
But you feel that you have 9 lives. No, you don't. You do not have 9 lives. Just wanted to put it out there. You don't have 9 lives. Anyway, so from March 1st, we hope that we will not be seeing these 60,000 liter fuel tankers around again.
Just before we move away from it, who's going to enforce? How are they going to enforce it? Those are the issues for me.
Maybe it's time that I think it should be easy to enforce. Why I said it should be easy is that I think that enforcement should come from where you're picking up the fuel from. I think that just makes it easier. All these new refineries, tank farms, and all that, those are places that they should put their enforcers.
I like everything you said. Should.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Should, because anything is possible in Nigeria.
I like your should.
But put the enforcers there so that the 60,000 liter tankers are not allowed to get fuel. That way, there's no need to be chasing one down the road. It's just common sense. But anything happens in Nigeria, so I cannot speak for anybody.
Hence the reason why I raised my issue with enforcement. But God save us. Save.
Anyway, another very interesting one that I think that I like that is happening as well is that the federal government is set to impose a 300,000 naira fine on anybody that is caught found bypassing prepaid meters.
Maybe they should come to our neighborhood. Didn't mention anybody's name. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
We don't do that here. Energy theft is a bad thing. And, the funny thing is how you see all these vices happen. And you just wonder who are the people committing them. And who are the most vocal critics of government.
Yeah, they're very, very
people
vocal,
in general.
Exactly. And the funny thing, I would like my same analogy again. It permits me to be a little graphic again. So you are stealing power, be it from your neighbor or directly from the distribution company. Yeah. Whichever one. The truth is that somebody somewhere is paying for it, so you are stealing from somebody.
Yeah, they just call it Freetown.
Yeah,
there's nothing free.
However, the bad part with those things is, number one, because you're bypassing it, things like our meters and all have some inbuilt surge protectors that help. However, in bypassing a lot of things, some people even just pick up power straight from the main source and then just directly, not through the meter, directly into your house. What you're doing is that the day there is a surge, that your meter is supposed to help you break those things, it will not. So it's going directly into your house. Pum. Number one is it will destroy your appliances. And that's the easiest part of it. And that's the honest truth. Because it could be a day that you are sleeping in the middle of the night and it enters maybe your AC. Kaboom! You are dead. Or the day that you are having your bath and maybe your water heater is on and you are feeling like a boss, you are fried to death. Straight. There's no waste. And you know that water is a good conductor of electricity.
I don't know who offended
and
this.
You are fried.
I don't know who offended this lady today.
I'm just being honest.
I would like to apologize.
Nobody offended me. I'm just being.
Whoever did anything to you.
But it is true. People just get fried. You will get fried.
I'm just
saying. Stop stealing people's power.
Okay, sorry. We are sorry.
The way some people get barbecued with petrol is the way some people get fried. I'm not sorry.
We're not sorry. We are sorry because you seem to be.
I'm not sorry for anything. I'm just being upfront with people.
Is everything okay?
I'd say that stop stealing. You still feel you will be barbecued.
No. You can stop
steal
your message at stop stealing.
No. You still feel you will be barbecued.
That's the problem. I'm sure.
Stop stealing electricity.
Dolupo woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
You will be fried.
It's not like she's always been that nice, but
fried.
It's enough. Oh yeah, move on.
Moving on.
There's like 20-something stories.
Yes, just wanted to put that out there.
And also, once again, we apologize.
I'm not.
No, not because of the things you said alone, but because of the people that pissed you off. The person.
Nobody pissed me off. I'm just being honest. Moving on from
that. On behalf of that person, we say sorry.
Nobody did anything to me. Thanks. Now, moving on from that, the federal government also has received 180 stranded Nigerians from Libya. As we have always said, please do not be going to Libya. But okay, let's shall be moving on from that one. Don't be going to Libya. Anyway, there are people that are back from Libya. Now moving on from that, since we're on this matter, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about the U.S. First things first, U.S. ambassador to Nigeria has now come up to talk about the allegations that the USAID was funding Boko Haram. However, the man has now come out to say that there is no evidence to that effect.
It's like Fuji House of Commotion all over again, where members of the same family are at loggerheads, and obviously they're going to come out to fight themselves. Not physically, though. Now, the thing is that the ambassador represents the entire USA. And he has also seen the videos, and he has also seen the Nigerian media and Nigerian people in general go to town with a story that generated or emanated from the USA. From a highly placed politician who should know what he's saying. But I think that the Democrat and the Republican issues are now spilling to the rest of the world. That's the way I see it. And of course, the guy who made that statement and this particular ambassador, because the ambassador probably was most likely appointed by the immediate past Democrat government. I'm assuming so.
Yeah, so there's no new one yet.
Maybe there's something along party lines here. But let's not take his word with a pinch of salt. The ambassador is saying that there's no evidence. Do you understand?
And the truth is that until you have evidence, you can't...
The only question I would have wanted to ask the rep member that said that thing was that there was Obama for 8 years. Then there was...
Biden for 4 years.
No. There was Trump.
Okay, yeah, there was Trump.
For 4 years.
Yeah.
Then there was Biden for 4 years. But you singled out Obama and Biden. So you're saying that for the 4 years of Trump's presidency...
True. There was actually Trump in that mix.
There was nothing happening. So what did they do? They're like, oh no, we don't want Trump to know. So let's put a pause. Did the Boko Haram people stop for those 4 years? No. No, they did not. So this is my belief, that there is a lot of foreign influence. But we don't know if it's the US.
Where it's coming from.
Or the UK or anybody. But we know...
But it's obvious that they
this
definitely
war is being sustained by some
major...
And again, also knowing that those guys also discovered a very terrible way of making money, which is to kidnap innocent people. But now the ambassador has spoken. I'm expecting Washington to respond.
Yeah. On that note, now let's talk about the FBI. Remember we talked about yesterday that a Nigerian king was arrested by the FBI. However, it was not the only one. Another person has now been mentioned in connection to that matter of about $4.2 million of COVID-19 relief funds. And yesterday was a king. Today is a pastor. Pastor Edward Abiodun Oluwasomi has also now been arrested. So I saw a picture of the man of the said pastor. Had a whole full regalia, had a whole cassock and all that.
They sell them for market now.
Apparently, you can actually get it sewn. You don't have to be...
They even sell them. There's some market in Mushi and Lagos Island where you can buy... anybody can become man of God now. Apparently, God doesn't have their number, so he doesn't call them anymore.
No.
So what they do is give themselves missed calls.
Let me call God instead.
You know what? I think God called me, but I missed the call. So let me call myself. They call themselves. They have 2 phones. Hello? I'm calling you. Okay. So I'm not a man of God. Yes, you are. Because God knows if he call you, make you this scam now. It's not possible. God does not call you, then you're still... the way for me, there should be some kind of automatic law that says that if a pastor or a so-called royal father, traditional ruler, is caught up in any of these things, you instantly cease. and a politician too. Anybody that has any position, if you're caught in any of these things, you instantly cease to be in that position. For the village or town that man is from, for instance, why did they wait for a whole year and they didn't know that the man was arrested?
The man was arrested. Yeah.
So all the roles that he was supposed to perform, he didn't perform, and you people did not know. They
are looking for their king.
They have carried your king.
They
hang your king like
Oriade is across the ocean.
You know those days when we used to fly kites as little kids, and your kite gets stuck on the power cable across your house, and it's there for.
Oriade is hanging.
It's there for months, just hanging. Like that hymn says, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Oriade is blowing in the wind.
It's blowing in the wind.
Because, look, I would usually say, let's wait. I'm not waiting to hear anything. Oh, God, you are guilty in my court, guilty as charged. At the pastor, at the Mr. Kabius. I find it hard to call him a King Igbo. King.
Betumodu.
No, please. The good people of Ipetumodu are not happy at this moment. Don't bring their name into it. They should separate. If I was these people, they would have chosen a new king.
Yeah, they should have actually announced it. In fact, the governor should have sacked that kind of person.
I don't know what they are waiting for.
Now let's move on from that. Let's go to the Senate. However, the Senate is said that the public hearing for tax reform bills is starting on Monday, February 24th. But before we leave the Senate,
wait. Are they going to send tickets to some of us that are not based in Abuja?
To do what?
It's public hearing now.
Go.
They should send tickets to me. I have some things to say, one or two things. One or two.
Yeah, waiting for you.
And I want to check out one fisherman soup somewhere in Abuja.
Okay. Wait, just wait. It's waiting
Central
for you.
area.
They are coming for you. It's
all matters of taxation.
You know what?
I don't even want accommodation.
You don't want private jets.
We have house in Abuja.
You know what?
We have house.
Wow.
We have
somebody else.
Not houses, but at least a house. We have a house.
Anyway, still talking about the Senate. There is a bit of interesting thing that happened in the Senate today, and this is between the Senate President and Senator Natasha Akpoti again. It's not the first time that they've had an altercation, and today it's about seating arrangement. However, apparently, I think Senator Monguno, who I think is the chief whip or something, had announced because there were quite a number, according to him, because there were quite a number of defections. And you know that seats change and all that. Mm-hmm. So seating arrangements change. People have designated seats.
Yeah.
So seating arrangements had to change. However, Senator Natasha Akpoti said that she was not consulted before her seat was changed, and so she is not moving. And she went on and on and on, and it got to a point where the Senate President was going to ask her to be removed from the House.
Okay.
Because she was causing such a
scene.
And talking about how the Senate President had been sidelining her, and she's not afraid of him. She's not this, she's not that. It's obvious that there's no lost love between both of them. And I know a lot of people are going to say, they're trying to intimidate her and all that. But I personally feel that I don't think that at this point Senator Natasha Akpoti is picking her battles right.
It's politics.
I don't think
relevant.
That. Yeah, I don't think relevant. That it's over a seat that
you grandstand. You play to the gallery. You literally play to the gallery, and all of that. But you see, the thing here is that if she was more concerned, herself and the Senate President, if they were more concerned about governance, this would not be the issue. But I get the need to maintain the laws and the statutes and the rules that govern the Senate. Mm-hmm. Again, it should not degenerate to this.
Yeah,
but if you have to be a leader, you have to put your foot down. I think she knows what she's doing. Yeah. And at times it's like creating some kind of false image of self that, look, I'm a fighter, I don't care, I'm not afraid. when nobody's fighting you. But of course, the blogs will like it. The opposition will like it.
It's
and the truth about it is that the opposition has lost its spine. They are rudderless as we speak. They are rudderless. They don't have any direction, and anybody that seems to be fighting anybody on the other side for whatever reason, kudos.
Yeah, I honestly just think that it's
the
unnecessary.
good people of
it
Senator
is unnecessary.
Natasha Akpoti's village and the senatorial district, will they get value for the reason they sent her there?
Yeah, that's
by fighting for chair.
It's chair. That's the last. You understand? Like, why are we fighting?
Maybe they
should
have made it even easier. Get a DJ. Tell her and the other person musical chairs now. They're just down ringa
like it's literally ridiculous.
You pause. You know that game now. You pause the music. The first to sit down gets the chair. Look, Senate President, see the way we're giving you solution. You just be there, be carrying hammer like carpenter. Look at solution that we just give you. The Senate needs a DJ.
Because the sad part for me is that half of the times you hear, or more than half of the times that you hear about this particular senator is about you are fighting for something.
Yeah, she feels that's the only way to stay relevant.
How
many bills are you sponsoring?
So according to her, that the Senate president has blocked a lot of her bills and all that
The thing here, the thing here is that do not be surprised in a few months' time when this same person decides to cross carpet.
I'm talking about cross carpeting. There's quite a number of interesting things. So first things first, as I had said, the opposition is really bleeding at the moment. A Jigawa House of Representative member had Yusuf Shitu Galambi has also now defected from NNPP to APC.
The first thing I want to talk about Jigawa before we talk about this person that crossed from the NNPP, which is Kwankwaso's party, to the APC, is that this government, in partnership with the African Development Bank, started dry season farming. And, I saw videos today of farms in Jigawa with Dolupo. We're looking at the point where...
Okay.
At some point, we won't buy that thing again. No more wheat importation. As in dry season farming, looking very, very good. One of the largest wheat farms in Africa. Wow. One of the largest, if not the largest. And it's spread in different parts of Jigawa. That's the positive thing. The other thing about it is that, politicians will be politicians. The game for 2027 started too early.
The trajectory is going to. Trajectory is going.
People are calculating.
They're not even waiting anymore. Interesting news.
You will sit down and say all the things you used to say before, but they will not be relevant by the time elections come. Your critiques would not be relevant.
It would not be relevant because when one person already has the numbers, what's left?
And that's what they are doing at the moment.
It is crazy. And still talking about cross-carpeting, interesting news coming from Anambra State. Yesterday, there was news that Valentine Ozigbo, I think he was from the PDP before, and then moved to the Labour Party during the 2023 presidential election. It was said to be a Peter Obi confidant and,
top Labour
Party person announced his resignation yesterday. And we're like, okay, it's okay. Anybody can resign. You don't know where he's going, but kaboom. It's almost like as if once anybody leaves their party now, that you almost don't hear anybody leaving. Let's even not say APC now. Maybe they're leaving NNPP to PDP, or they're leaving SDP to... No. Anybody that is leaving now, everybody's going to APC. I saw this morning, it was yesterday when he had announced his resignation, and the first comment I saw was, "Oh, welcome to the APC." And I saw, in fact, on Twitter today, Kenneth Okonkwo is trending. I said, Kenneth Okonkwo is next.
So the funny thing about all of this is that there's a guy, he's not a top person, but he's a big Labour Party / Peter Obi supporter, and he quoted a tweet from one of the APC guys, and it's like, oh, once you join APC, you're tainted. Can they believe the nonsense? He was basically cursing out an APC person, and this morning he was forced to tweet that, oh my God, from the look of things, he's joining the APC. That his political party is joining his political movement, family is joining the APC. He doesn't know what he's going to do now. One thing. So people went to bring out this old tweet to show him that you say once people join, they lose their head and whatever. See, so apparently this guy's going to lose his head.
See,
this is the funny thing about politics. We don't die in their wars, man.
It's sad, yeah. It's sad that this is happening because, like you had said, the Nigerian opposition, I'm not sure that they've ever been this spineless. Whatever the APC is doing, and this is not like supporting them or anything, but let's be honest. There's something that they're doing that is dragging people to them.
Dolupo.
Hate them or love them.
Like I said,
definitely something.
Some of the things that the opposition have been throwing at the ruling party at the national level, some of those things they are throwing at them would not be relevant. And this is one of the reasons why I said it. There's hunger in the land. There's hunger in the land. There's hunger in the land. Accepted. Why are people not leaving the APC to join PDP
to offset,
Labour or NNPC? No, they're not.
LNPP, no NNPC.
Why? Is there any difference?
Yes.
So why are people on the streets also following these people en masse? Did you see what happened in Kaduna last week? Uba Sonny has more or less taken over Kaduna South now.
Yep.
A place that is always against the APC.
APC, yeah.
At least in the last 8 years, they never supported them. So why are they doing that? I think one of the major things, and people don't like it, but I'll say it, is the removal of subsidy, freeing up funds for more projects. When was the last time ASU went on strike?
Yeah.
When was the last time any state governor said he couldn't pay salaries? I'll leave it there for now. So regardless of what it is, politics or not, let's talk governance.
Yeah, let's talk governance.
Let's talk governance. And it's happening. Look around you. People are going there. Oh, he's a cursed party. They are going there. Why would look at, is it Delta State that you want to talk about? Is it Enugu? Where do you want? Where? Which state?
It's interesting.
Which region?
Like you had said, but you know the funny thing is, as much as we want to, what's it called? Elections is all of 2026.
That's why I told you now. I told you that campaign started too early. This
time. Now moving on from that, still talking about cross carpeting, the Lagos Assembly has now denied rumors that defection. That there was news yesterday that there was going to be defection of 27 APC members to the Labour Party, Lagos State House of Assembly members. I saw that story and I'm like, Lagos. This same Lagos. I said, okay, we'll be fine. Anyway, they have come to say that story is not true. Also, there was news yesterday. There was one particular blog or media house that carried the news and said, or even posted pictures that the former speaker Obasa had said that there was some arms stockpile that the DSS had gotten from his residence. And he has now come to dismiss it and say that those allegations are not true.
Until you start to punish people who put out fake stories, we will still continue to wallow in this mess that we find ourselves. Never say never when it comes to politicians and cross-carpeting. I just want to chip that in, Dolupo.
Yep.
Lagos might look all that, but trust me, the more you look, the less you see. So I'm not going to stick my neck out for any politician. Again, Nigerian police, if the man Obasa does not sue that media house, can the police not do something about it?
You can't be putting out that kind of
putting out dangerous information, basically destroying someone's character, someone that is going through a lot at the moment.
The man is actually going through a lot, though. Let's not even lie.
So it's really not fair. And until the police wake up and know that they don't have to wait for petition all the time. At times, you need to move and let them come and prove the story. Like, okay, they actually got a tip-off and this is the real story.
This is the story.
Or they quickly put out a story saying they are sorry, and then you find them, and the boys will be happy.
Okay, now I think that at this point, maybe this is the work of the DSS or the police. There needs to be a lot of intelligence gathering that has to do with the fact that there seems to be a proliferation, or maybe is this intelligence that is making them be more arrested. I don't know if there are more foreigners coming into Nigeria to perpetrate fraud, or they've always been here and there's just a lot of more awareness and people are getting arrested. I don't know, whatever reason. But in the past 1-2 months, there's been a lot of arrest of a lot of foreigners, and basically the main thing with it is fraud. Now, the EFCC, the Lagos Zonal Directorate of the EFCC, has now arraigned 14 Filipinos and a company before the Federal High Court in Ikoyi for cyber terrorism and internet fraud in Lagos State.
It's two of those things that you said for me. So Nigeria has a bad rep when it comes to fraud. And, there are a few Nigerians who actually perpetrate this fraud online. And they're giving Nigeria a bad name. It makes it easier for all these other people to come, use your IP, because whatever scam that is being, perpetrated in Nigeria can be tracked back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
But now you're seeing that a lot of the people who are actually doing this scam are non-Nigerians. This is not to let off the Nigerian fraudsters. They are there. We know them. We see them around. We hear about them. Musicians are singing about them. Do you understand? So this is not to let them off, but to also say that they have opened the door for their foreign counterparts to come and continue to give us a bad name.
Maybe it's time to also look into how, even though these people come into the country legally, maybe it's time to follow up on Nigerian.
Yeah, but that's the work of immigration now. Like when
what are you doing?
When
that you're in Nigeria,
when they claim
what are
that
you
they are
doing?
employed and everything, you can actually go check on them and all of that. It's their job.
It's time to look into
so
these things.
A big shout out to the DSS, the police, immigration, customs, everybody that's involved in mopping up this
nonsense that keeps
scam artists who have made Nigeria their home.
Yeah, and now moving on from that, so I'm talking about making Nigeria your home. Yeah, I remember I saw a post where someone was also complaining about how it's so difficult to get Nigerian visas and all that. And there was, I think it was a government official that was making a report, and that as much as a lot of people have a lot of things to say about how it's difficult to get Nigerian visas and all that, that is basically just the diplomacy law of reciprocity. You're not giving us visas, and we're not giving you visas as well.
One time for
that
the only mind.
It is what it is, and it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon.
So that's it.
And
there's not much to say there.
Yeah, I'm not giving you no visas. But also, but I still think that Nigeria's immigration laws are steep. It's the same way where that you cannot be you can't be a Nigerian through marriage if you are. It's only if you're a man that is a Nigerian. You can only be. I don't understand the concept of that nonsense. You can't be a Nigerian even if you're giving birth to a Nigerian and all that. There's quite a number of issues with that. But moving on from that, but still talking about Nigerian passports. Apparently, there's now been reports that Niger Republic is barring people with ECOWAS passports and specifically Nigerian passports, saying that other than having an ECOWAS passport, people have to have a proper international passport to come into Niger Republic, and they're stopping or sending back Nigerians who, I think, because they're claiming that they're no longer in ECOWAS. So
it's their country and it's their rules.
Stay in your country.
It's what they want that they would do.
And I don't even think that Niger Republic is but I don't think it's considered as greener pasture.
Well, in Dolupo's book, it is not. in other people's
So
books,
stay in your
it
lane.
could be,
Eh?
and it might be. Yeah, you really can't just make a blanket statement because you really don't know.
And like I said, I don't know, but
So
my
that's
books, I don't
in your
think that
books,
it
it's
is.
not. But it's their country. It's their country. They don't want you to come in. They don't want
They
you
say
to
don't
come
go
in.
to the DJ Republic.
Simple.
Sit down.
They
Don't go
don't
there.
want you in their country.
They don't want you
So
to go there.
Niger can do whatever they want. It's their country.
Same way now.
The only thing now is Nigeria ready
Please,
to
when are
do,
we returning
the
Nigerians back to their villages?
and they're all over.
You see one,
Masquerading
They're going back.
masquerading as Nigerians everywhere.
yeah. You see one, they're going back immediately, fast, make it snappy. Anyway, moving on from that quickly, Hisbah in Katsina State has now ordered the closure of all nightclubs in the state.
Again, it's their city, it's their rules.
If it's according to the law, maybe it would make sense. Now, let's do a bit of international stories. First things first, France has now withdrawn its only military base in Ivory Coast. Like I said, there seems to be quite a lot of movement of France and French military bases out of Africa. As much as it might maybe rub off a little bit, but I think that France needs to release their hold on a lot of countries.
Look, someone comes into your house uninvited and you cannot get the person out. And I say, release your hold now. Okay, release your... It's your house. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, I think really they need to just...
So, the funny thing is that the Beijing conference or whatever that, Berlin conference is still in place, sadly. You know, they decided to share Africa. You know, the sheer audacity at the F-13 to say that a group of people got together and looked at Africa and said, okay, I'll take this part. You will take that part. It irks me. And here we are, 2025, still trying to run to their countries and still, you know, using their central banks and using their currency for trade in our own countries and all of that. So at some point, Africa will wake up. And I know that when people talk like me, they become targets and they become a problem. But the truth is, Africa will wake up, whether they like it or not.
Oh no, I get what
Africa will wake up. And when Africa wakes up, look, we're talking about something being reciprocal. Okay, maybe Cote d'Ivoire should open their own military base in France too. They don't need to. Why? Oh, they're not a world
I think
power.
that I would say
Abi?
that that's one thing, and maybe I'm grateful a little bit for Nigeria. I think that Nigerian leaders seem to have held on to the idea of sovereignty a little better.
Yeah, I think most of the English-speaking countries actually did, you know, because the French had the policy of assimilation, and people felt it was good, but now they're looking back and they're wondering, like, okay, assimilation basically eliminates your own culture and your own tradition.
About it.
With the British, they could hop and go, and okay, we're still speaking English because there were many countries that have enrolled into one country. Because Nigeria is a mini continent of its own.
Yeah.
But that's why we're still speaking the language and everything. At some point in time, I remember in the 80s, someone created a Nigerian language. Someone actually did. It took Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba and created a language. I'm sure that man died disappointed. They were teaching us that thing at some point in time.
Oh, interesting.
You know?
Interesting.
But here we
Anyway,
are.
let's move on quickly. As appeal court in the U.S. has now rejected President Trump's request to reinstate the birthright citizenship ban. Remember that?
We always told people that, look, that forms the fulcrum of America itself. That is the structure that America is built on. And the sad part is that even the Donald Trump himself is a beneficiary of what he has come to ban.
Yeah,
his wife and his wife's family are beneficiaries of it.
So it doesn't look like the courts are having it with...
You know, it's sad how they rewrite history.
Anyway, moving on from that. Now let's do a bit of sports. First things first. The former Spanish football chief, Luis Rubiales, has now been found guilty for kissing player Jenny Hermoso. Remember that incident at the Women's World Cup 2023 after winning, and he had kissed the player. And now he has now been found guilty, is going to be sentenced subsequently. We don't know what that sentence is, but I think that it makes sense.
As his mother started eating.
Oh my God. You're just mean.
It's a question. She said she was not going to eat.
I don't know.
Just say you don't know. What's Guinea corn that you are saying?
Doing? Anyway, now let's talk a bit of Champions League.
What's there to talk?
The drama that happened yesterday.
Which drama?
Okay. I know that it was almost certain that what's it called? Real Madrid was going to defeat City. I was hoping maybe a 1-0.
Because you are what? The god of goals.
Did you see a 3-0 hat-trick by Mbappe? Seemed like Mbappe was unstoppable. There was nothing City was going to do. They were really being flogged. Real Madrid literally flogged you home and away.
One guy, he didn't edit his tweet. He's not. He doesn't have the blue tick. Actually tweeted and said Aston Villa Liverpool 2-2. Then he also said that Madrid would win 3-1 and that Kylian Mbappe will score 3 goals.
Oh wow!
I saw the tweet, and I'm like, so people are now asking him, who's going to win Nigerian election in 2031? 2031. You should tell us.
Let's know, Abby. In 2031, we're not talking about 2027 anymore.
2031.
Okay. Anyway, your favorite team got flogged yesterday. And aggregates, they were flogged 10 goals.
Now you know that Brest is my favorite team.
You say it a lot.
But you always say I can't say it. And you even find it hard to mention it.
But they were flogged.
It is the name of a football team in France.
But they were flogged.
They lost.
No, they did not lose. No.
Just move on.
Lose is 1-0, 2-0. Flogged is first in your house, they beat you 3-0. Okay. You come to the house, they beat you 7-0.
Okay,
10-0.
So as it stands now, they are banned from playing football forever.
You are not playing Champions League again.
Okay.
Anyway, PSV Eindhoven defeated Juventus. I did not see this coming. Thought that Juventus was going to be an easy thing.
It was because Ademola Lookman missed another penalty in that game.
Abiho. Anyway, also
sorry.
Borussia Dortmund.
He doesn't play for
Sporting
them.
CP
I didn't know.
Ended that game 0-0, but Borussia Dortmund are already beating them at home 3-0 before, so it made it easier. However, the draws are going to happen tomorrow, but the round of 16 sets now is there are quite a number of teams. It has 3 English teams. There's Arsenal, there's Aston Villa on that team, and I think there's Liverpool also. There's PSG, there's PSV Eindhoven, there's Borussia Dortmund, there's Barcelona, there's Bayern, there's Feyenoord. I think a lot of people have been going on about a few matchups going forward, but tomorrow I think that there will be confirmed.
And there's Man City too.
Man City, wow.
They will be at home watching on their TV screen.
Why are you doing what you're doing?
I told one of their supporters that I said, you will buy Blue Label. It didn't come to the buy again.
Oh my God, you are just mean. Let's call it speed. You are just mean at this point. Anyway, there's an update from Super Eagles Star Ademola Lookman, and there's been won't call it more like an update because there's also been talks of that he had wanted to leave Atalanta at the end of the season anyway. So
yeah, it sounds like
it's official is going.
According to the professionals, that was the original plan, that he was going to leave at the end of the season. But with the non-racist attitude of Gasperini,
it's official. He's going, and I think
he
that's
has
the
to
best.
leave.
That's the best thing.
The funny thing is, Gasperini opened his yap and said,
"Who knew Atalanta before?"
He said it's the worst penalty taker. The man had scored 4 for 4. He played 5 penalties and scored 4. The Retegi or whatever, or Petegi or whatever guy. Remember that guy lost the penalty against Arsenal?
He has lost 2. He has lost 2 out of 4 penalties that he has taken. This is someone that 2 key people to winning the league that you've not won in years. You won the Europa
Gasparini
League.
should come and tell us what he had won before Ademola Lookman.
Yeah, you won the Europa League that you had never won before. This person literally carried the whole team through the Europa League.
But we know you are not racist, so
but
it's
we're
fine.
good. Well, okay, we're good.
Your guy that chased Osimhen too is not racist.
We're good now.
We know. We actually support you people.
We're good. We're good. Anyway, before we go quickly, Portable has now been arraigned in Ogun State Court.
What's a Portable?
Portable Zazu Ze.
Okay. Oh, the guy with the multicolor hair. He got arrested. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. The one that's always shouting wala. Is it that one? And he has now seen the wala that is always shouting. People, there's power in your tongues. So be careful the things you wish for. You keep saying wala. Now you have seen wala.
Now you are seeing wala. Anyway, there was something I wanted to talk about before we leave the issue of football. Liverpool, Aston Villa.
Darwin Núñez, you all should leave that man alone.
You know why I think that he should be allowed? There was a game that he literally won for Liverpool.
Yeah, he does that. He's actually a good player.
He's a good player.
He does it once in a year.
You're mean. We saw them literally drop points. Not at I don't think they need this point dropping at this point in time.
To be honest, she doesn't mean that. She actually likes the fact that they dropped points. But I'll let it slide.
No, the honest truth is that they actually don't need this points drop at the same time. But are we going to say that it's just a one-off? No. Okay, now this is just proper conversation.
Yeah, I'm having the conversation with you too.
I'm not.
As long as you're not going to own up to being happy, like, yes, Liverpool drop point. That's you.
No.
That's the conversation.
Okay.
Exactly.
We're supposed to have a proper conversation. I don't know.
The only thing I have to say is they're still on top of the league. And in fairness to Darwin Núñez, he doesn't really get as much playing time like he would want to keep him sharp and everything. And he would have wanted to bury that chance. That would have just been the end of it all. But shout out to Villa, man. Come on. Those guys, they're not bad, though. They're not bad at all. So Liverpool, they have their work cut out for them.
But also, like you said, shout out to, what's it called? In-house analyst. He actually did call it yesterday.
Yeah.
Toby actually said it, that Aston Villa is not smiling at this moment.
They're not.
That they're either going to get a draw or they're going to win that game. That they actually almost did win that game yesterday. Interesting news, breaking news that just popped up. Apparently, Nigeria's former president or former head of state,
not president,
former head of state, Ibrahim Babangida,
military ruler,
has now for the first time during his book launch, his autobiography book launch, had now admitted that Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola won the 1992 election.
Hey, wow.
Apparently, he said that it's also written in his book, but he said that they acted in extreme national interest.
We always come up with nonsense grammar. Maybe you should have taken this with you on your way to wherever people go, and it would have just gone with us knowing that we know that MKO won. It was the only time Nigeria had what they called an open ballot system. It was glaring now. Even the blind could see and the deaf could hear. Everybody knew that MK. Look, the man, okay, who did he contest against? Do people even remember Tofa? Nobody does. IBB,
let me read.
Extreme governmental nonsense changed the course of Nigeria.
Yes, I think it did. It definitely did. Interesting news. It's interesting how things move. Yeah, like you said, that particular incident literally changed the course for
everything.
A lot of things in Nigeria. Even a lot of people talk about
till today it affects elections.
Talk about
the rotating of power and everything. It's because of this.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about politics. A lot of people talk about the development in Nigeria, infrastructure, and all those things that singular incident affected a lot of things. But let me read an excerpt from that book where he said, although I'm on record to have stated after the election that Abiola may not have won the election But upon further reflection and a closer examination of all available facts, particularly the detailed election results which are published as an appendix to this book, there was no doubt that MQ Abiola won the June 12 elections.
Look, let them say these things.
I think the man is about to go out and he wants
let
to go
them say
out
these things to people who were not there. Do you know how they truncated the election? He didn't come out boldly to say he didn't win for this reason. They got some people to go to court, ABN. They got them to go to court and say, oh, want it. Now there was one stupid court judgment and they hid behind that thing. And look at where Nigeria is today. I remember very well. It was early 90s, but I remember. So don't come here and acting all...
I think the man wants to go out on a good note.
I beg,
he wants to leave on a good note.
He should just go.
There are quite a number of people. Even the president is at the book launch. Everybody is at the book launch. The former vice president is at the book launch. Everybody is all nice and cool. I'm sure people like, take for example, the president who was on exile and a lot of people that were on exile.
Do you know how many people died? The riots that followed that thing. Do you know how many colleagues we lost?
Interesting news. Interesting.
Man should go and sit down somewhere.
You should go and sit down somewhere, Abby. Anyway, finally before we go, Burna Boy released another single title update. I think that since tomorrow is Friday and there is New Music Friday, we're going to do a bit of
there's a lot of new songs. Yemi Alade has EJ Love, Bad Boy Teams has Later. You know, we listened to all of these ones already. Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about.
We'll talk about it. There's quite a number of things a lot of people have something to say about.
But major thing is that it has sampled another old song.
Yep. Anyway, on that note, that is all we have to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of The Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.
Peace.